and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
All right, everyone, it's Daryl from Royal Temptations. Once again, coming to you today on Father's Day. We got some Father's Day eggs to pull. It's from our Pastel GHI TSK Axanthic to our new snake, limited snake from Jonathan as he went out of business. To focus on other things, it is a Leo Blackhead Mojave Pied Hypo Het Black Axanthic is what he had it listed as. It is the same, RGI has Black Axanthic and TSK is the same genetics. So maybe different lines, I think we mentioned that before. So we're going to go ahead and pull those eggs. And before we get into that though, I'm going to show you how to make up an egg box. All right, first things first. We got our 6-quart tote. You buy these at Menards or whatever your local store is. Shoebox. We have our scale. We use vermiculite. You could also use perlite. It's the fine vermiculite. All right, there's also a little chunkier type. I prefer the fine. Either one doesn't matter. All right, you can actually do these with just water. We also have our press and seal, and we have some water. All right, let me get this set up. All right, first things first, we're going to turn on our scale and we're going to tear it out to 0. I'm going to take our vermiculite and just pour it right in. All right, I've seen people do this and they want to get it exactly to 150 grams. I mean, I try to as well, but you don't have to. Oop, I'm a little too much right there. So we're at 170. We'll shake it out. It don't matter. 170, 155, 175. We'll get that off to the side. We'll tear it out again. And I'm going to put at least 175 grams of water in here. Probably more than that. I usually do more. I'll show you why in a minute. So there's 175. There's over 200. I've seen people do this where they want it to be exactly even. That doesn't matter. What matters is when you mix this all up, when you're done, water doesn't squeeze out. Okay, so you just want to just get it all mixed together. Make sure there's no pockets of water in here. Get it all moved around. Make sure everything's got a little bit of water right now. And you squeeze it, you want it to clump like that. No water coming out. See, there's no water coming out. Actually, I could probably put a little bit more water in there. I'll just put the rest in here. There you go. So I added 32 more grams. That's about 230 grams of water to 174 grams of vermiculite. And that's, I mean, it's not going to hurt anything as long as you don't get it saturated. See, it's still falling apart, no water coming out. And this is what you want. It's exactly the consistency. I could clump it, no water, and it breaks right apart. All right, stir it up till it's all stirred. Clean your mess up, and it is messy. You're gonna get this on. You're gonna get this on your babies when they hatch and all that. It's still clumped up there, so there you go. So that's how we set up the basic box right there. All right, I didn't mention this before when we started, but you see I put a little hole in there. I used a soldering iron, one on each side. I have it labeled, it's clutch 062126, which is how we label our clutches, today's date. That's my snake limited snake from Jonathan to the Pastel GHI TSK I have from Steve's Morphs. And that's the due date will be August 18th, 58 days from now. So that's how I set that up. And once we're done, we'll have the eggs in here. I'll show you how we do that next. Here we are, our Pastel GHI TSK Axanthic. She was due June 15th. Last time she shed was May 16th. I haven't wrote on there. I have her listed as G for gravid. All right, let's see what she's got here. All right, I believe she's done and coiled up. That one up on top, she had kicked out. and I put it on top of her so she would wrap it back up. So, but I believe she's all done. This is her second clutch ever. So we'll get her out of here, get her back to the table, and shall we pull eggs? All right, here we have Xena. Our girl, this is my wife picked this snake out at Tinley years ago, and she's not going to be happy. So we're going to get her in here and see what she's got for us. What's up, girl? She just kind of distracting when you could take her right off the eggs. Usually it won't get bit. I've not been bitten ever by taking snake eggs off. Look, these aren't even stuck together yet. They're pretty fresh. So we'll just take them off, put them off to the side. We're gonna candle these because I'm moving them around quite a bit. But mom's pretty empty. See that? Hope I can see that in here. There you go, baby. All right, so let's get a weight on her. All right, she weighs in at 1,407 grams after laying, and we keep track of this in clutch. So we're gonna weigh her, weigh the eggs, and then we'll get everything put in there for our records. And she's looking around, she's curious what's going on. So let me get the eggs out. So there we go, I have 7 eggs. And let me dust these off with some stuff on them there. And they weigh in at 723 grams, so about 103 grams a piece. Should make for some pretty decent sized babies. No boob eggs, no slugs. Maybe a little slight boob egg on this one, but yeah, no slugs. One thing we don't do here, we rarely get slugs. I probably haven't had 5 slugs in 5 years of breeding. I always attribute it to my rooms are usually cooler than probably ideal. Here it's on 75 or 76, but at the old house I lived in, well, it was hard to keep it at 75. So especially in the summer with the air conditioning running, we had heaters running. So we rarely get any slugs. That almost never happens. So there you go, 7 good size eggs. We'll go ahead and get these candled. We're gonna try to give this some candling. I could see the veins, but we'll see if they show up on here. All right. There's veins in there. We're trying to find an embryo. This room isn't dark, so. And I may have to take these to another room. Oh, there it is right there. All right, there's that one. So we'll go ahead and mark that. And I'll put that one off to the side. We're going to do this for all of them. All right, so let's see if I can find another one here. And you're looking for the embryo to be moving in here. Lots of veins. That's a good one. Right there. So that's 2. All right. Up there it is, right on top. See it right here? Let me get you centered. It's right here. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll mark that one. And pardon me, I'm by myself today, so usually I have Nick here to help me, but he's working. I raise good boys, even though it's Father's Day. He went to, uh-oh, I killed my flashlight. Guess what, folks? This one's going to be done. Let me pause you. Up there it is, right there, right above the flashlight head. See it moving? See if we can get that in there. It's right here. That embryo's right there. So we'll go ahead and mark that one. Put it in the box. And I'll show you the box in a minute. Same thing on this one. Good veins. There's some good veins, so that's good. So we don't get many that are not they're bad. So I think that's it right here, right there. I had better flashlights and kids got with them and messed them up. So, all right, one more, two left. So bear with me on this. There's that one right there, right above it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, need a better flash. A little darker in here would help as well. So, the reason we mark these, if you don't know, unlike chicken eggs, which you have to roll. All right, birds roll their eggs, and you put your eggs in the incubator, and it's an automatic roller. You cannot do that with reptile eggs. Reptile eggs, the embryo, which is right here, is going to eventually attach itself to the top of the egg right here. So if you were to roll it, you can cause it to detach from the egg where all the veins are at, and it would kill the egg, which would not be good. So that's why we do it. That's what the mom would wrap the eggs up, and that's how she holds them tight so they don't move. And she keeps them warm, she vibrates on them, and she warms the egg herself. All right, so now we're back. You see I have the eggs all in my box. They're sitting down in the substrate, and they cannot move. This is what we want. I used to put these on egg crates, or not egg, yeah, light diffusers we call them. Use toothpicks or straws to hold them in place, but ever since we started doing this method here, the eggs stay plumper. They don't dehydrate as easily. We have not lost an egg. You see how they don't move around. Another thing I might want to point out that I can't say 100% certainty, but like in chicken eggs, if you wash the chicken egg, you take off the coating the mother puts on them to keep the bacteria out. So then the chicken eggs, you can leave chicken eggs fresh from their mother on your counter for forever, for months. But if you were to wash them, you got 22 days, and then they have to be frozen, put in the refrigerator and refrigerated, because you take the film off that protects them from getting bacteria. And so I'm going to assume snake eggs are the same way. I dusted these off, but I'm not going to clean them. I'm not going to put water on them and wash them off, make them look pretty. That's how mom laid them. That's how they'd be in the wild. They'd be fine. So we're going to leave that. If there is a protective coating on there, I want to leave that on there. I don't want to risk taking that off. And I never do that. I never wash them. So we leave them just like this. So we're going to leave them there. And these are our nice Father's Day eggs. So we're going to get them wrapped up here. All right, for one of the last steps, what we're going to do, I'm going to come around to this side, and then we're going to take, I already cut some press and seal, put this right over the top. This is why we put the holes in to begin with. I didn't used to put holes in here. I'd always have to burp these. Every couple of weeks I'd take them out and I'd open the corners up and let some air in. With the holes, we let some gas transfer, some air going through these, so I don't have to do that. I don't have to touch them. I can put them in there in the incubator. I don't have to move them around or do anything for them for 58 days. They're just going to sit there, and I can see if there's any moisture built up on it, which is what I want. If there's no moisture, then I'll panic. I might open them up and check on them. But right now, I've got some that have been 3 weeks now, and they're still dew on the sides of the wall. So we're getting gas exchange, but we're not losing humidity, which is what we want. We want to keep the humidity as close to 90 to 100%. So, all right, so that one's in. I'm going to get this one locked in. All right, we got the IDs on them. So with that said, into the incubator. All right, this is my incubator setup. As you can see, I have a Govee in there. It's tied to my phone. I just got that. It's new. It's set at 88.7 degrees. That's where it's at right now. That's not set there. My thermostat, I'm using a VE300X2. That's in the bottom of my incubator. It's been keeping that right at 88.5, 88.7. It's right on the money. And I once saw people complain and say you shouldn't keep your thermostat in the inside your incubator. Those people have no idea how thermocouples work and how this thermostat works. If they complain and say that kind of stuff, ignore them. They work fine. The thing that's actually measuring your temperature is that little guy hanging right back there. It's got a piece of bimetal in it. It expands and contracts with heat or cool, and that's what tells your thermostat to come on and off. The thermostat doesn't matter where it's at, so itself. All right, so I'm going to open this up. I can't do this without shutting this off, so I'll catch you once they're inside there. All right, that's how it looks like when they're both in there. We have two side by side. Get them dated. If you look in the back here, oh, my thumb got in the way. I have phase packs in there. I had them in there for the winter times when I shipped in the winter. I could use the phase packs, right? But now we leave them in here. So if I was to lose power or something were to happen, I would have at least a little bit of backup heat, let's say. I used to keep water bottles in my old one. I don't do that so much here, mainly because I have this new house, I have a whole home generator. So I should not lose power at all, but you know, just in case. One day I'll probably get some more bottles of water in here, and I have that other bottle of water here for starting up the next box. So there you go. Got a couple fans. How I wired this, I took those fans and I wired right into that outlet back there, like USB port. So they're DC. I bought them fans and I modified them so I could plug them right into that outlet. That's the benefits of being an electrician. I can do stuff myself. Redid this whole Monster beverage cooler. I got 12-inch heat tape both sides. I've only hatched one other clutch in here for a friend of ours. And 58 days on the money, just like I want them to be. So worked out pretty good. This is my first two clutches in this one. My old incubator's at my son's house. My old house, he's renting it from me. And it's got a flat top on it. I do like this top one here. Got my logo lit up for my little monsters. All right, I'm gonna flip you around. I don't know where to look. I never know where to look on this. So, all right, that's gonna be it for today. Egg pulling is done. Everything's in the incubator. Once again, I wish everybody a happy Father's Day. Dads, I know we work hard. Sometimes we don't get all the credit we need, but your family notices. I know they do. It's like mine. Sometimes they can be little jerks, but they all love you. And we love you too. All right, brothers. You have a good day. Later. Peace.
And I'm feeling